Welcome to our 5 Minutes with Hanin Al Subu talk show. Today, our guest will be Adibimbi Adinola, who's a basketball coach, Anthony Chavez, who's a corporate manager, and Ronald Berry, who is a human resource director. Thank you. Today's show we will be talking about team dynamic and communicating in teams and organizations. So let's jump right in with our first question. So Adi Bimbi, as a basketball coach, how important is it for all players to be a team?
Well, I think it is very, very important because this sport, basketball, is all about playing as a team and being a good team player. People tend to be more motivated to win when playing as a team as opposed to playing by themselves. And I believe that that is something that makes a sport successful. And as it is said, it takes a team to make the dream work.
I see. So out of the four team process, the team development, team norms, team cohesion, and team trust, which would be the two most important to your team and why?
Well, I would definitely say team cohesion and team trust. Team cohesion simply because if there is no member similarity, member interaction, and a good sized team or an attitude of team success, the team will not be successful in any way. A high level of team trust because they will be high performing teams that share the same values and mental models.
That's very good. So now let's go to Ronald. So Ronald, when considering the importance of effective workplace communication, which channel of communication should be utilized and which channel should be avoided to achieve the most effectiveness?
In a business setting, one should utilize the verbal channel of communication and avoid all nonverbal mediums of communication if possible. Spoken and written communication are both considered verbal communication. Choosing the proper communication method should be determined by the sender to ensure the receiver of the communication is limited to minimum noise or psychological, social, and structural barriers that distort and obscure an intended message. Verbal communication can be face-to-face meetings, emails, instant messaging, voicemails, phone calls, or video conferences.
That's absolutely right. So now let's go to our last question with Anthony. So Anthony, what do you think about employees communicating through the corporate grapevine?
Well, even though the grapevine is one of the oldest forms of communication organizations, it is, in my opinion, that the least effective channel of communication is the grapevine. We all know the saying, I heard it from the grapevine. That's basically saying, I heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody else, and so on. Sometimes the grapevine can be positive in the fact that mostly everybody in the organization uses it. Also, when employees need answers or are feeling kind of anxious, they tend to kind of turn to the grapevine. However, it can also be negative because most of the information you will get through the grapevine will be incomplete or just not accurate at all because the information has traveled through so many different people. All in all, the grapevine will always be a major part of the organization, but in my opinion, should be the last source of information.
Thank you so much. So, from our guests tonight, who are basketball coach, a corporate managers, and a human resource director, we can conclude that team dynamic and communicating in teams and organizations it is very important to each of them. So it was a pleasure to have you all with us today, and special thanks to our fantastic fans. Good night.